Breaking news right now. Bitcoin hits its highest weekly candle close in all of its history. I just want to let you know, if you have not been following the Crypto Bliss community and Crypto Bliss channel for all these years that I've been around, well, my friend, you are not in a position here with us to be talking any scrap about Bitcoin, nor to not know where we're going in the future. Truthfully, you need to watch my videos on my channel. You can go ahead and click on any of them in the cards above here, and in the description down below, you will find any of these videos that you can go ahead and watch. I would suggest watching the last couple over the 8-10 videos. Those are going to let you know where we're going shortly. However, in starting right now, we need to know where we're at. So, hitting the biggest weekly candle ever on Bitcoin. It is the most bullish we have seen Bitcoin for some time now. However, I will show you some charts that continuously show us that Bitcoin, in a logarithmic fashion, continues to go up. We are literally at the moment where a parabolic run is absolutely inevitable. And this is why right here, right now, we need to know where we're at. Bitcoin is never closed. It has never been closed, and it's not going to ever close. And with that candle closing at about 107K yesterday, you need to know that my target was 106,666,000, which will show us, and we need to close a candle above that. We were a little bit rejected off of that, but we're making our way back up from there. We'll have a look at what all of this means in a moment. Because Jack Dorsey believes that we do not need banks anymore, and I have to agree with that. And I'm going to share something right now. I'm waiting for money to come into an account in South Africa, and the money is coming from Dubai, the crypto capital of the world. Okay, it's for our businesses from a potential investor. Now, the problem behind all of this is that it's bank to bank. They need to sign AML forms, which are anti-money laundering forms. We need to do X, Y, and Z with the treasuries, and all to literally have the transaction rejected. Okay, which means that banks are absolutely fucking useless. Okay, excuse my French, but it just is the truth. Okay, and we don't need banks anymore. I was saying to our partners, why don't you just do a crypto transfer? It'll take 10 minutes, not even 10 minutes. It'll take 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes. It'll take 2 minutes, and we'll have the whole money without any implications, without expensive transfer duties and fees and fucking tax and all the bullshit that comes with all of it. This is what I can say, that there is a massive space for crypto right now in global transaction ability between companies, individuals, and companies and individuals, B2B, B2C. Okay, so much is about to unfold, and this entire crypto space is about to see the biggest gains that we have seen ever. If you are not on this train, my friend, you are going to struggle in the future, because this is probably one of the easiest ways you can make money, make gains in your life. And so you should definitely be subscribed to the Crypto Bliss community, because I share with you the importance of crypto. That's what this channel is about, hence Crypto Bliss, being blissful about your crypto and your crypto bags and your crypto holdings. If you like that, let me know down in the comments below, my beautiful community. There's two options that could potentially happen here. Bitcoin is dumping, but why? Is it over? Well, we could see a little bit of a retracement back down to 100K. I did say that for now. However, I don't see it happening. I don't see why we would sit here under pressure when people are companies, institutions, Wall Street, nation states, individuals are just accumulating Bitcoin. There's only so long a volcano that is ready to erupt can remain in that state I believe we're at the point, and I will give you the evidence, but you can always go back and see it in my videos that I've been doing. All-time high, insane news, it's time and all in, okay? Because right now is the time. So you have a choice. You can either select the red pill, the orange pill, or the blue pill. Which one do you select is the question. Of course, I like this from Clever Wallet. I'll take them all. I'll take them all too. But there is only one winner at the end of it. And really, the choice is yours. For me, it is Bitcoin. Bitcoin will win hands down forever going forward. However, utility will come into play at a point down the line. And that's why I believe Ethereum does have a place in this world and will become the future internet of the world. Okay, even though the Ethereum runs on the internet, it will become the future internet. And I have evidence to share with you that Ethereum is only picking up going forward. But in the meantime, the White House is finalizing plans to sell, revalue gold to buy 1 million Bitcoin. If true, Bitcoin will explode to 150K. And that's exactly why 1 Bitcoin is now worth the same as 1 kilogram of gold. So 1 kilogram of gold equals 102,925.61. And 1 Bitcoin is equal to 102,947.76. In fact, Bitcoin is now worth more than a kilogram of gold. Yeah. Let me know what your thoughts are down below about that. Are you a gold bug or are you a Bitcoin bug? Love to hear from you. Now, that's a much better, good-looking gold bar, of course, really, eh? Beautiful. And here are more to say. If that all happens, Robert Kiyosaki believes that Bitcoin is going to climb to 250K this year. Buy more and do not sell. Bitcoin is sitting at $103,000 as I make this video, which means that Robert Kiyosaki believes that in the last 6 months of the year, we will literally see a 1.5x gain on Bitcoin alone, let alone all the other cryptocurrencies in the space. Do you believe that 250K is inevitable for this year? Well, as you know, my personal target is 300K by 25th of October, 2025. Do I still believe we're going to hit it? No, I believe we'll get close enough to it. And again, never short a man who buys the orange ink by barrel. Okay? Mr. Michael Saylor and Strategy is now worth nearly $60 billion by way of accumulating Bitcoin. Look at where he has accumulated Bitcoin. I mean, I've been in Bitcoin since here. Okay, right there where he bought. That's where I bought. So he actually got in way before I did. And that's really amazing. But look at where he's accumulated all the way by up and down, up and down, up and down. Okay, but look at the majority of the buys he's getting in over here. It is inevitable that Bitcoin and Strategy continue to go up. We get much, much greater gains coming out. And the truth is, look at the dollar cost average, which is the green line. The majority of it has happened over the like when we hit the previous all-time high year. I wonder why that is. Because Mr. Michael Saylor knows that when the ETFs were launched, when there's been buyback and people are starting to get interested, this is where volumes of liquidity start to come in. It's already happening. If you cannot see it is already happening, my friend, you need to get the fuck off this channel, okay? Because it is happening. It is inevitable. It is unfolding, and it is only a matter of time before Bitcoin goes into price discovery and ends up in much, much greater prices. Okay, this channel is for people who want to make money in crypto, who see the future of crypto and Bitcoin. That is what this channel is for. So if you're not interested in making money, you're not interested in Bitcoin, then I don't know what you're doing here with me or the community. Okay. And some more evidence that we have now. The Bitcoin whale just increased his 40x Bitcoin long position to $390 million. Okay. Here it is. Liquidation price is about 96,600. So he 100% knows something that we don't know. I absolutely agree with that sentiment, okay, that Bitcoin ain't going below 100K again. Look at the liquidation price. Bitcoin is not going under 100K again. You should really learn how to use my Bybit link down in the description of this video. Get yourself up to $80,000 deposit bonus by using that link and actually make yourself some crazy gains. Sure, my friends, this person is in Pepe, in XRP, okay? And the XRP is down, but the rest of it is in profit. Are you making profit with us? I hope you are, because we're about to absolutely explode. I agree by Crypto Rover that this person, this whale, knows something 100%. This video isn't financial advice, but this post is financial advice, and it's for free. And I agree. Free financial advice. You literally do not have enough Bitcoin. I will admit, and I'll be the first to remit, even Carl Chasse is saying, stop reminding me. I agree, man. I don't have enough Bitcoin, and I don't want to be greedy, but damn it. I continue to Satoshi stack until I can get as much Bitcoin as I possibly can. And by way of all the altcoins, I've been speaking to you about this. We will be able to buy ourselves a couple Bitcoin down the line. And if you own a couple Bitcoin already, let me know down in the description of this video. And be honest, okay? I am honest. I own probably about 0.4 to 5 Bitcoin, like 4.5 to 5 Bitcoin. That's how much I own. And I'm just being real with you. I need to Satoshi stack and get me to 1 Bitcoin as fast as I possibly can. You can help me do that by subscribing to the channel and sharing this video with all of your friends and family, because really, that's how community helps each other grow. It's by sharing. So I share my time with you, making these videos, editing these videos for you, spending my time doing this with you. So if you appreciate that, then please go ahead and share this video with all your friends and all your family. Now, altcoins, my friends, the biggest altcoin season is absolutely around the corner. 2017, we 90x'd. 2021, we doubled that and 180x'd. What do you believe we could see in 2025, my friends? 250x gain? Let me be real with you here. If we're doing a 250x gain against Bitcoin, you could possibly take 1 Bitcoin worth in your altcoins and make up to 250x on your Bitcoin, meaning you could have 250x more Bitcoin than when you started this journey. That is the real energy behind altcoins. Okay, they're going to make you more Bitcoin, and actually, I have to share this with you. I don't have it with me, but let's have a look at this very quickly, okay? This is an altcoiners list. The altcoiners start with the same amount, but they end up with very, very different amounts, okay? The altcoiner A makes more than 20 million and is set for life. Altcoiner B doesn't really take profits and ends up with much more than when they started, but much less than when they could have if they had taken profits right in the beginning. That is the simple truth behind taking profits. And if you do not take profits and if you do not have an exit plan for all of your altcoins and your shit coins and your every other coins, you will end up like altcoiner B, not making much money, making some money. It will somewhat be life-changing. But if you want to be set for life, take the damn profits off the table. Take them in USDT, take in a stable coin of your choice, and take them back into Bitcoin. There is no other choice. Otherwise, you are set to lose your financial gains that you will make from these ridiculous gains that we're about to experience in the cycle. Altcoin season is here. We've just seen very, very small little bites out of this right now. And the absolute catapult, the rocket ship, the mania, the liquidity is about to come through. Make sure to stay with me right to the very end. I will show you exactly why, with just one particular indicator, that is revealing. Here's a good starting point, right? ETH gas fees in 2021 were $100 a transaction. Whether the transaction that you were doing was worth $10 or $10,000, it was $100. In 22, it was 40. In 23, it's $5. In 2025, it is now 0.03. So I do agree here that Ethereum is actually changing and entered a new phase, and no one is talking about it. And this is why Ethereum is starting to get the hype against Bitcoin. And when Ethereum starts to get the hype against Bitcoin and we go into an Ethereum-based cycle, well, my friends, that's when all of the other altcoins start to make their major mania rallies. And that's exactly why tomorrow we officially enter the alt season. The market, so this is today actually, buy low caps today and become a millionaire in 2025. Here's what I'm buying ahead of the biggest bull run in history. I'm not going to share that, okay, because that's not my views. I've shared with you on my channel what my views are, but I do agree the bottom is in. We've got a nice, beautiful area to look at rallying 22,500 possible percent this year. It's a 250x gain, guys. Fucking epic. Epic, epic, epic time in history. And here's more. Trump's art of the deal transformed Middle East politics. His $2 trillion deal spree revealed 3 commercial strategies for the media missed completely. His Pakistan move left diplomats speechless, and since the media won't tell you, here's a breakthrough. There's a thread behind this, but I'm not going to share this. The point is that there's a $2 trillion deal spree, okay? And I have no doubt that Bitcoin and crypto make a large chunk of that, okay? If you guys don't see that we're about to push the price up in Bitcoin by way of all of these relationships and investments, fuck. Wow. Did you know that Bitcoin, the entire network of Bitcoin, could fit, the entire Bitcoin blockchain could fit on a 1 terabyte SD card? Did you know that? That's not bad at all, right? Teeny tiny little micro little baby. And that's why you can carry your wallet, your bank, your money, your future, your financial freedom in your pocket. You can carry it on your cell phone. You can carry it on your cold storage wallet device, my friends. Use the links down below. I've got some nice ledger links down there for you. Now, here is the interesting scenario. Bitcoin will peak at $207,701. I don't know. According to Mags, the Scalping Pro, Fibonacci extensions play a very important role in identifying key support and resistance levels. Once BTC breaks its previous all-time high, in the previous cycle, Bitcoin peaked at exactly the 3.618 Fibonacci cycle. In the current cycle, Bitcoin is still trading below the 1.618. The next major resistance level is at 2.618, which is 154K, 155K. If Bitcoin manages to break above that, the final major resistance fib is at 3.618. Most bearish scenario, price could top near 154,000. The most bullish price could rally all the way to 207 and beyond. What do you think? Minus 300,000. What do you think the target could be for the end of this cycle? Make sure you are subscribed to the Crypto Bliss community, because what I'm about to share with you is the reason you got onto this video in the first place. Make sure to stay tuned with me. Right now, Bitcoin has overcome one of the mighty 7. Thank you. So interesting how Apple has collapsed quite substantially, but Bitcoin has surpassed Alphabet. How absolute, or Google. How amazing, right? Bitcoin is now at position 6th on the total top assets ranked by market cap. We're very, very, very close to gobbling up Amazon. That means that Bitcoin has literally now gobbled up Jeff Bezos. Okay, I think you get what it is that I'm saying. The next on the card is to take a fucking whole bite out of Apple. Not just a bite, the whole bite out of Apple. Bye-bye. And then not too far in front of that is Nvidia and Microsoft. Then, my friends, by the end of this year, I believe would have eaten all of the mighty seven, and we would just be trading now behind gold. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to know. Make sure you are using my Bybit link down below, because this is what we look like on the 4-hourly time frame. We had a bit of a rejection off of this level, naturally so. Look at how we are placing in a consolidation period. But guess what? I did draw this bull flag for you here, which we've broken out of. We retested, pulled back down to the bottom, didn't break it, made new highs, higher lows, and are breaking back up through it, up the Bollinger Band. What do you think's busy going on here right now? Make sure you're using my Bybit link down below and get yourself up to $30,000 deposits. I actually entered 2 more trades on Saturday. They're a little bit down at the moment, but I have entered into a Dodge trade, which actually was in profit yesterday when I entered. And same with Sui. It got up to like 30-40% profit on both of them. But I will add more to these positions this evening, my friend, because Bitcoin is going up. My Bitcoin trade is now $185 and is up 126%. How absolutely incredibly beautiful. Let me know what you think down below. My friends, this is one of the most juicy parts that I have waited to share with you this entire video. Look at where we rejected. Look at Bitcoin's close. That's why we're in that area. Look at the turn up of the 10 moving average. Look at the support on the stochastic RSI where we're starting to turn over here. Look at the MACD reevaluating. And finally, look at what has happened at this point on the M2 money supply. We could pull back a little bit. But I really possibly don't believe we will. And we could see this thing start to fuck off right up to the 1.618 to the 2.618, which is somewhere in this region. Okay, we still have a long way to go, my friends. A long, long way. Now, the Fibonacci reading, the true Fibonacci reading, is actually all the way up here. So the 2.618 is at 180. The 3.618 is actually at 231. And the 4.618 is up at 280. Could we go higher than that? Let me know about your thoughts down in the comments below. I'd love to hear. Last thing for the most fundamental of this entire Bitcoin video is that Bitcoin has come a very long way. Since Genesis, the price range, imagine if you accumulated 100 Bitcoin. I mean, if you spent $100 back then, okay, I actually have to give it to you in a calculator. If you spent $100 back then, 100 divided by 0.0009, that would have given you 111,111 Bitcoin. Oh my goodness me. If you spent $100 back in 2009, and you have to now times that by $105,000 at Bitcoin's current price, well, my friends, you would have $11.6 billion to your name off of $100. Okay, so where do you think Bitcoin is going into the near future? We're still very early, and here's why. This is the Bitcoin price and this is the price at the 31st of December, and the average year-on-year change since Genesis to today. Now, I just showed you what it looked like, okay, around that time. That is mad, okay? In 2010, we had a nice increase up to 30 cents and back down at the average price. In 2011, we closed at $4.25, which was a massive gain. Then $13, then $751. From 13 to 751, 1 year later, my friends. I don't think you realize this. This is massive. Then we came down to $320. Then we went up to $430. Then we went up to $963. Then we went up to $14,000. Then we came back down to $3,700. Then we went up to $7,000, $28,000, $46,000, down to $16,000, back up to $43,000, back up to $93,000. Now we're at $103,250 at the moment. I think you get what it is that I'm trying to share with you. If we look at Bitcoin from Genesis inception all the way, it can fall 50%, 80% on the bear market years, but the years to follow It fucking doubles pretty much every single year. Why would you miss out on the opportunity to take that and change your life, your family's life, my friend? That is a disservice if you have not. That's a disservice to yourself, to your family, if you have not yet got yourself any Bitcoin. And here's why.
With one of the world's largest economy holding Bitcoin or holding making a crypto reserve, other countries are forced to do it because the later you do it, the more expensive your crypto will be. So yeah, so I think we're talking with many countries advising them how to set up a crypto strategic reserve. And also, like very simple stuff, or very basic, fundamental stuff, like what wallet solutions to use. Do you use a professional custody solution, or do you use your own cold wallets? Do you have enough expertise to build that kind of infrastructure, etc.? So for most countries, when they start with this, most countries starting are now as big as US, right? US has like 200,000 Bitcoins or something. For most other countries, when they have a much smaller amount, we actually just recommend them to use a professional custody solution that's multi-sig, right? So no single person can move the money. When they build up to a certain large amount, then they should move to their own cold storage solution. So there's all the discussion.
That's precisely why you need to understand where we're at this point. I have to let you know that it is just inevitable. Bitcoin is inevitable. It is the king of finance, the king of the world in terms of the #1 asset. And yes, gold might be there right now, but I'm going to do something for you at the end of this video that can absolutely change your life and your perspective. Because if gold is currently sitting at a $21.7 trillion asset, what could Bitcoin look like when it's at that point? Wait till the end and I'll show you.
Elon Musk does have a security clearance. He has a top secret security clearance. By God, he makes the rockets for NASA. But the suggestion that he somehow can't be trusted to dig into how we're spending our money is nothing but a smokescreen to hide the corruption and the wasteful spending that has occurred there. And I am personally offended at the left's continued references to 19-year-olds and 21-year-olds in there doing work. There are 19-year-olds who have won the Medal of Honor defending this country. Just because you're 19 doesn't mean you're some child who can't be trusted. It is offensive. And if you're 19 years old out there, 20 years old, and you're serving this country, by God, your service matters. Keep serving. We thank you for that.
This is why it's so important to know that if you are of that young, ripe age and you can see what's happening in this world, why would you not, from the young, ripe age, buy just a couple thousand Satoshis, whatever that looks like to you, get some. I've helped so many people win at this game, and I hope I'm helping you win at this game. And if I am, then make sure you're subscribed to my Crypto Bliss community, and I truly appreciate you. Let's go and check out the last video.
Enter Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a protocol for moving money around. If Bitcoin is used not just as a store of value, but as a currency to move money around, between people or between businesses and people or businesses and businesses, as that becomes more and more a thing, which I do think it becomes over the next 5 years, then we can launch Cash App and Square in every single country that has the internet. And that allows us to serve more people better, faster. And because Bitcoin is open, it's not controlled by one company, it's not controlled by any one government, it's completely transparent. People can see what it does, and we can solve all the problems that we would task with governments and companies to solve by doing it transparently and by doing it openly. Because again, it's the internet, and it goes to internet principles. So I'm hoping these financial systems take on more internet principles, and we can truly be an internet company instead of going market by market by market, which is just a really slow way to build for the world. You can't build for the world. You can only build for these particular markets that you happen to be approved in. And again, you have to be approved by another company. You have to be approved by these things that don't have your interest or even their customers' interests at heart.
So what needs to happen for Bitcoin to function more effectively?
I think it's happening right now. Like more and more people see that it's valuable. Every time that number goes up, people get more interested in it. I don't believe in Bitcoin in its final stage. It's just a store of value, but I think it's a necessary part of the path to get to, I think, the next big one, which is remittance across border, moving money between businesses, moving money between people across borders, which is happening in many countries outside the United States and Western countries today because there's no other options. And then it gets to currency. As people get more comfortable with it, as they see that it's not going away, Bitcoin is over close to 16 years old right now. It's never gone down. It's never had a security issue. It has no leader. It has a completely open roadmap, and it's determined by a consensus development model. These are all really incredible ways to trust it as a currency. So as it becomes more understood and it feels like it's going to last, I think people will trust it more and more as like, oh, this is the way I'm moving money to my family now, and this is the way I'm buying coffee now, and this is the way I'm buying computers or whatever. It's a deflationary currency, so it doesn't encourage spending, it does encourage savings. But I think it has a really interesting path and provides a lot of interesting business models for the internet. If Bitcoin existed before we started Twitter, we'd be in a much different state, and I think we'd be in a much better state, and we wouldn't have all the issues that you see with social media today, because it's not a tax on the system. It allows for a business model that's aligned with the people that are using it every single day.
Why would social media be better if you have Bitcoin?
Because you could get to commerce right away. You could get to subscription right away. You didn't have to get permission from Visa and MasterCard. You didn't have to wait for the security of such payments on the internet by virtue and by the grace of Visa and MasterCard to build it. It's built into the internet, and it works at massive scale. So if we had that tool and we had commerce at that scale, we could build a pretty phenomenal business that's like all communication is exchange of value. Commerce is exchange of value. If you pair currency with communication, you ease commerce and you ease buying and selling of things. And the internet wants to create efficiencies there, but the biggest friction in that creation of efficiency were the payment networks and the banks and the way we currently deal with money. So Bitcoin upends all that and changes it and provides a completely different path, which is, in my view, far more exciting and allows us to build a much bigger business, more valuable business.
And my friend, that's precisely why I and our companies have invested in Bitcoin and will continue to invest in Bitcoin, just like Strategy is doing at this point in time. So I truly appreciate you. And if you have enjoyed this, make sure you are subscribed to the Crypto Bliss community. And I appreciate everything that you are and everything that you will always be to this channel and this community. If you found value in this, please like, subscribe, and make sure you share this video because it truly helps with me with the algorithm for this channel. Thank you for being here. We'll see you on the next one.